What's up, guys? Today we're gonna go over the incident handling with Splunk challenge from Try Hack Me. So in this room, we will investigate a hacked website. So when enterprise's website has been hacked and defaced, and what we mean by the website defacement is that the attacker gained unauthorized access and altered the website appearance. So in this case, we can see that the attacker placed this image on the website main page. So we will map the attacker activities according to cyber kill chain framework, and we will go through the incident response phases. So our goal is to find out how does this incident started and to reveal the attacker activities after gaining the initial access. So we have a couple of log sources available for us. So we have Windows events logs, we have Sysmon, we have FortiGate firewall, we have Nessus vulnerability scanner, we have Suricata intrusion detection system, we have Stream HTTP, we have Stream DNS. So let's jump right into Splunk. So if you go to settings, and we can see all of these logs have been ingested to bots v1 index. So let's navigate back to search and reporting. So let's search in the index bot v1. And let's expand the time range to all time. And let's add our website to our queue. So the first thing we need to do is to find our website IP address. So let's go to destination IP address in the interesting fields, and we need to specify our log source. So since we are investigating a hacked website, we are interested in Stream HTTP and Suricata IDS. So let's choose the Stream HTTP. And let's go to destination IP address field. So we can see that a huge number of events related to the first IP address. So most probably this our website IP address. And we need to have a look at the source IP addresses, the IP addresses that are communicating with our website. So let's have a look at the source IP address, and three IP addresses communicating with our website, and a huge number of events related to the first IP address. So most likely this is the attacker IP address. So let's add it to our query. And we need to have a look at the URI. We need to find out what web page is that the IP is that this IP is trying to access. And I need to have a look at the HTTP user agent and HTTP method. So for better review, let's pipe this information to a table. So we need to count the events for the source IP address. And we need to have a look at the URI, the web page that this IP address is trying to access, and also HTTP method. And we need to we need to sort this information by descending order. So we can see that the first IP address is sending both requests to search page, and we can see that there's a huge number of events. So this looks suspicious. And the second IP address is sending get request to index.php page. And also the same IP address is sending post request to administrator page. So I need to have a look at the HTTP user agent also. So let's add it to our query. So this IP address is sending both request, meaning that that this IP address is entering data to field in the index.php. So to me, this seems like a brute force attack, and the attacker is using automated Python script here. So this completely seems suspicious. So far, these two IP addresses are the attacker IP addresses. So let's have a look if there is more IP addresses other than these two IP addresses. All right, I don't see any other IP addresses. So far we have uncovered the attacker IP addresses, and I need to have a look at the Soricata intrusion detection system. And I need to see if there's any alerts have been raised for these two IP addresses. So let's specify our source type as Soricata. And in the interesting fields, we are interested in the alert signature and destination IP address, source and destination IP address. So for a better view, let's pipe this information to a table. So we can see stats count by source IP address, and I need to have a look at the alert signature, and also HTTP hostname, and we need to sort this information by descending order. So we can say sort count. Right, we can see all of these alerts have been raised for this IP address. So the attacker tried various attacks like SQL injection, also tried to exploit this vulnerability. So let's see if there is more IP addresses. All right, all of these alerts have been raised for this IP address, and the attacker scanned our website with this Aconetics vulnerability scanner. You can see Aconetics version 6 detected. So far we have uncovered the attacker IP address. So let's navigate back to TryHackMe website to answer some questions. So one Suricata alert highlighted the CVE value associated with this attack attempt. What is the CVE value? So there's alert raised here for this CVE. We can see the CVE 2014-6271 attempt. We can copy this to Google um, to find more information about this CVE. Right, let's go to the second question. What is the CMS our web server is using? So if we navigate to Splunk and let's specify our source type as a stream HTTP. And I need to have a look at the URI. And we can see that the CMS is Joomla. Joomla is content management system. So it's Joomla. And what is the web scanner that the attacker used to perform the scanning attempts? We have answered this question. Kinetics. What is the IP address of the server? I'm really not Batman. We have answered this question also. So that's it for the reconnaissance phase. So the attacker used a Kinetics vulnerability scanner to scan vulnerabilities and tried to exploit this vulnerability. So let's move to the exploitation phase to find out how does the attacker gain the initial access. So what was the URI which got multiple brute force attempts? We've seen that before that the attacker is sending bots requests to index.php. Um, so let's go back to Splunk. Let's specify um, the HTTP method as post. We need to see that the data that has been entered to index.php. So let's specify the URI as index.php administrator slash index.php and let's pipe this information to a table. So table time source and destination IP address and URI and forum data. So I need to have a look at the forum data, the data that has been entered by the attacker. So only this IP address is brute forcing the website. So we can see that the attacker is brute forcing the admin account and is trying like various passwords. You can see the password is equal to Top Gun, Barker, and testing 1212, and we have 425 events. So let's pull the information that related to only username and password field only. So we can see that the forum data. I'm gonna use a card here. So is equal to all username and all password, and you can see the password here. So I need to pull everything that has password, everything that has username. Right. So I need to sort this information also by descending order. So nothing changed. Let's remove it. So all right. So we're left with 413 events. So if we click on time, so there is one event from this IP address that ends with 42. So the username is admin, and I need to find the password, and the password is Batman. So let's go back to try hack me to answer some questions. So against which username was the brute force attempt made? Obviously against the admin account. So what was the correct password? So seems like the correct password is, we have only one event here. So it seems that the correct password is um, Batman. The attacker used this IP address that ends with 114 to brute force the account password, and use this IP address that ends with 42 to log in. So how many unique passwords were attempted in the brute force attempt? So we have total counts of 413. So excluding one successful login, we are left with 412. So the answer is 412. So what is the IP address is likely attempting to brute force? I'm not really Batman. We have answered this question after finding the correct password, which IP address that the attacker is used to log into admin panel. We also have answered this question. So that's it for the exploitation phase. Seems like the attacker is gained the initial access by brute forcing the admin account. So let's move to the installation phase. So after gaining the initial access, the attacker would want to maintain a persistent. So either by uploading a malware or creating a backdoor. So let's search for wildcard, everything that contain exe. So the attacker may upload it an exe file or malware. So we have lots of events. So let's narrow down by the let's look in the stream HTTP log file, log source. So um, we have events that has exe, And we need to have a look at the file name. So if the attacker uploaded a malware, so we want to find its name. So we are interested in the part file name. So there is file that called 3791.exe. So let's add it to our query. So it's showing in 5 log sources. So so let's have a look at the sysmon log source. We want to know if this file has been executed. So we are interested in the event code. So sysmon event code 1. So event 1 is for process creation. So if this file has been executed, um, a process will be created in the background. So that's why we're looking for event ID 1, sysmon event ID 1 for process creation. So we can look at the command line field, and seems like this malware or this exe file has been executed. We can see the command line here, cmd.exe 3791.exe, and we need to find which user has executed this file. So let's go back to questions. Sysmon also collects the hash value of the process being created. What is the MD5 hash of the program 3791? So we can have a look at the hashes here field, or we can have a look at these events here. So we're looking at the MD5. So we can see here MD5 that start with 11. And looking at the logs, which user executed the program 3791? So we should find the user here. So we can see the name user, NT authority. Search the hash on the virus total. What's the other name associated with this file 3791? So let's go to virus total, and we need to paste this hash on the virus total. So let's search for this hash, and we need to find other names associated with this file. So obviously, lots of vendors has flagged this file as malicious. And let's go to details tab. So under names, ab.exe. So the other name for this file. So ab.exe. So let's move to action on the objective. So after the gaining the initial access, the attacker uploaded this file to maintain persistent. So for the action on the objectives, we need to see if the attacker managed to exfiltrate data from the victim web server to the attacker server. So let's go back to Splunk, and in this case, the source IP will be our web server IP address. So let's take a look at the destination IP addresses. So we have a couple of IP addresses. So let's pipe this information to a table. So we can say time, source and destination IP, and URI. So we need to specify our log source first. So let's choose the stream HTTP. So there is a couple of requests made from our web server to the attacker server, and this image has been downloaded. So seems like this image that used to defaced so our website. So let's go back to questions. What is the name of the file that defaced? I'm really not Batman website. So this image used to deface the website. A FortiGate firewall detected SQL attempt from the attacker IP address. So we need to have a look at the FortiGate firewall. Let's specify our log source, FortiGate UTM. So let's look at the attack, and we can see there is some HTTP URI SQL injection. So let's copy this, and this is the answer. So that's it for the action on the objectives. And let's go to command and control phase. This attack used dynamic DNS to resolve the malicious IP. What fully qualified domain name associated with this attack? So let's go back to Splunk. And we need to find um, the domain name of the attacker IP address. And we know that uh, that picture was downloaded from the attacker web server with this IP address. So let's add it to our query, and let's take a look at the host name if available. and we need to change it as destination IP address because the picture downloaded from the attacker server. So we get three events. So let's have a look at the host name. So this domain here associated with the attacker IP address. So this should be the answer.